them into the broader context of a lifetime's work. His narrative begins in childhood during the 1950s, moves on through his awakening to the tragic consequences of disease among family and friends, and then continues with his inspired efforts in medical research and public health that incorporated innovations he developed in finance. Over the last 30 years, it has been my privilege to work in parallel with Mike on several of his initiatives to help accelerate a biomedical revolution. Thanks to that revolution, we now can not only detect and eliminate many diseases more successfully, but also prevent and control them. The tools we deploy are no longer limited to the life sciences. Physical, computational, and materials sciences play a growing role. Advances in medicine since the 1950s have been astounding. Polio all but eliminated, heart disease cut in half, AIDS mostly controlled, cancer heading down, several hereditary defects corrected, COVID vaccines in record time. We should all be grateful to the dedicated researchers whose work has helped give us extra decades to enjoy life. That, says Mike Milken, is only the beginning. Exponential progress lies ahead as new discoveries arrive with breathtaking speed. Some therapies now entering the clinic would have been considered science fiction less than a decade ago. As a result, millions of patients are living longer. Mike's personal journey, as told in this memoir, is an enlightening reflection on the path of progress. It is even more valuable as a roadmap to a future in which patients' hopes become reality. Introduction. The Rivers of a Life by Michael Milken. 3 rivers converge near downtown Pittsburgh. The Allegheny rises from a spring on Cobb Hill in Potter County, Pennsylvania. It widens and deepens when joined by many tributaries as it races southwest to unite with the Monongahela. Their confluence becomes a third major river, the Ohio, and continues for another 1,000 miles through the heart of America. Hundreds of smaller streams add volume. Sometimes my life seems like a river with 3 main tributaries of interest: science, education, and access to capital. These commingled with personal values, commitment to family and community instilled by my parents. Over time, science focused increasingly on medical research and public health, education on student achievement and teacher development, business on job creation and the democratization of finance. Thousands of friends and associates contributed to the mix, each a stream that influenced and enlarged the whole. "No man is an island," wrote John Donne. "If we achieve anything, it is only with the help of others." This presents a dilemma for an author who writes about his own experiences without resorting to constant use of the first-person singular. It would be unfair to omit the contributions of others when I was often one of many responsible for a project's success. Yet frequent use of compound subjects like "my colleagues and I" becomes tedious. Instead, the stories within often begin sentences with "we," as shorthand for the hundreds of managers and professionals who have worked with me over the years. Their dedication to speeding the search for cures has earned my lasting respect and admiration. This book invites you to join me on a personal journey, highlighting stories of challenges and triumphs in medical science. Some of our initiatives in education and finance are also part of the narrative because they help define me. But this is not an autobiography. I intend to write a future volume on education, including development of the Milken Center for Advancing the American Dream and such programs as the Milken Educator Awards, the Milken Scholars, and the International Finance Corporation Milken Institute Capital Markets Program. My future plans also include a third book covering my years on Wall Street, beginning in 1969, which have been chronicled extensively, but not accurately. Those years ended with a prosecution that manufactured a false profile of me. It was the antithesis of how I lived my life and who I am. The process even held members of my family hostage, under intense public scrutiny that affected my love.